I want a medevac boost on my car, I'm not gonna lie, that would be amazing. That'd make me so much happier.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. Make commuting much easier, if not slightly dangerous.
I don't know, because like you'd never crash into each other. You'd be moving so fast that ultimately, even if you did crash, you'd probably just phase through. It'd be all good. Anyway, we're in the game, so let's introduce these two players. Spawning in the bottom right position, the red Terran player from mCon. It's Optimus.
And in the bottom left, spawning as the blue Terran from ARMS. Well, I'm not sure that's right. I think it's Sintox.Izno. Yeah, it really confuses me when they add the clan tag in the name as well as having an extra clan.
I think it's Inzo.
Yeah,
Or
it's Sintox.Izno, but he has arms.
Arms.
Maybe
He does have arms. Talking of arms, did
Yes,
you see
yes,
on
I
Reddit?
did.
Like I tweeted the hell out of that. That guy was amazing. For anyone who didn't see it yesterday, there was a man who's got a quadriplegic, which basically means that they're paralyzed from the neck down, so no use of his arms or legs, playing StarCraft. It was insane.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, he was playing with, like, he rested his chin on the keyboard and he used chopsticks and he kind of, like, manufactured this thing himself. God knows how, but, like, he can play StarCraft and he's actually, well, he mains Protoss as gold, but he plays all three races.
Yeah,
And he's gold.
He played with loads of cool people as well. There was, when I joined, because I found him actually in the morning, because Apollo retweeted, and I joined the stream when he had 40 viewers. By the time it got to evening, he had 3,000, and he'd been playing with like Apollo, Beastie Cutie, and tons of other people, and he was brilliant. He was really cool. So, big props to him.
Yeah, and I mean, it just shows what you can do if you really care about something. Talking about the game though, Sintox.Izno is hiding a second Rax. It will get scouted though, which is gonna irritate him slightly, whereas
Optimus is like clearly a god of hide and seek.
Yeah, he knew exactly. Well, he sent 2 SCVs out. He sent one to build the racks, and then another one to just scout for any proxies that might be in the natural. He did choose to go for gas as well, so maybe he's going to go into Reaper after the Marine, or straight into Factory it'll be.
I think probably now it'll be straight into Factory
Yeah.
because he had enough money to start the Reaper before that second Marine. And a Factory opening's really nice, especially when you're up against 2 racks, because you can get some Hellions down and just be like, herp derp, you're sending Marines at me, let's have a barbecue. And that's always cool. And there we go, Barracks is on its way down. I actually really like Newkirk for TVT, by the way, because I think with speed medevacs and the fact that you've got that close air rush distance, it makes things so exciting.
It does as well, because there's no clear area. Like, you know, back on Entomb Valley, there's a clear area where you can siege up and protect all of your bases. There's not really that option here. You've got to consistently siege up, unsiege, move around the map, and jockey for position, which is what TVT should be all about.
Especially when you start taking a third and then into a fourth. Once you get to like the 4th base point, that's where things get really hectic. But we're assuming a lot. Currently, we do have Enzo taking his natural base. We've got those 2 racks up. But interestingly, most of the Marines actually aren't rallied over. He's only sending 3 there with the bunker he's put up in the natural. The rest staying back at home for drop defense. And that's a really good move because Optimus is making his starport.
And all these Marines, they're just going to sneak up and into that bunker, and that's going to be really irritating because he won't be able to drop his bunker down for a long time. His command center down for a long time now.
No, it's going to be really tough. This one Marine is on its way through, though, and it's going to die, pretty much. And that's unfortunate for said Marine, but as you said, quite rightly greedy. That bunker, it takes a lot to knock that down. You don't want to send just a group of Marines up because they will take losses. And that means that ultimately Optimus is going to have to wait. But with a 1-1-1 style build, he wasn't in a rush to take his command center anyway, so not a big problem there.
No, it's definitely not. If he was going for a fast expand, he might be in trouble here, but what do you knock this down with? Early Marines can't do it cost efficiently, Hellions can't do it, Widow Mines can't do it. I mean, you can go for Marauders, but you don't want to be building those in the early game unless they show really strong Hellion play.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that anyway, because just Marauders aren't that great in any situation. So I actually quite like that Optimus is going for a little bit of aggression. He does have his first medevac out now, so are you predicting that we're going to get the Hellions poke the natural, the Marines in the top, or just a bit of elevator play?
I'm not sure. Usually you'd see them doing an elevator play, but since the unit goes, well, he's dropped 100 minerals on a bunker up front, he's got 2 Marines in there. Has he got a bunker at the front? I think he'll poke up and see what he is, and when he sees that the bunker isn't finished, he can just run in. He doesn't need to elevator.
He just needs to snipe off that SCV fairly quickly, and that shouldn't be too tough, but he needs to be careful not to actually allow that bunker to finish, but he's going to let it and actually go for the drop pump into the main base, and this is something that Inzo is starting to predict, but there's only a handful of Marines here. He's got a bunker trying to get made in the main, but this is going to be a bit problematic for him.
Yeah, as these Marines drop down one by one, however, he's not getting the best in the trade here, Optimus. Inzo's actually managing to hold this. Will this bunker finish though? That's the big thing, and all the Marines are dead now, so that bunker just needs to get them in and attack repelled.
I'm surprised. Actually, why did Optimus not just go into the main? Because there's only 2 additional Marines there. He could have easily committed in quite happily, especially with the boost back, and just come and take out a couple of SCVs. But that's okay. He's pulled back. He's got his command center nearly done. And those 4 additional barracks coming out. So really heavy infantry play here.
Yeah, it is, and if you look at the resources lost, it's essentially even there. So a good trade there for Optimus. This expansion is slightly delayed, but I think he is well worth it for the amount of tech that he has out now.
And yeah, the expansion was delayed, Greedy, but look at the harvester count, 27 apiece, so no difference there at all, which at this stage, there's not that much oversaturation at the main base for Optimus, so as long as he floats down his orbital command shortly, not going to come out any economically worse, but does still have a quite substantial tech advantage.
Yeah, his stim is halfway done now, whereas Inzo hasn't even started it.
No, and that's just such a critical upgrade in any matchup with Terran. It makes such a huge difference. Inzo does have +1 infantry weapons coming down though, so that's obviously going to play into it, but double engineering bay on the way up for Optimus. Precisely what you need to do. There's medevac coming in! Will he be able to get some damage off? Oh, the SCVs! Don't line them up! Don't line them up! Oh, they're lining up.
Despite him bunching him up there, he didn't really lose that many, and Optimus is going to be able to pick up and go down to natural where there aren't any turrets. Is he going to get any more here? I don't think so. Weakening so many SCVs, but not actually that many confirmed kills.
That is so unfortunate for him, I'm not going to lie. That's not something that you ever want to see. So, Optimus now definitely coming out a bit bad from that trade there, but he's still only 2 workers behind. He's got his orbital command up now, and his stim is just about finished before Inzo has even started his. And that is, 170 seconds of advantage that is a huge timing window that can really be exploited by the Red Terran.
It can, but with combat shields out on Inzo and that bunker up the front, if his medevac count was higher, well, I guess if he repairs up this medevac that's coming back home, he could do a push with these 2 medevacs.
He's got combat shield and +1 on the way, so they should sync up relatively nicely now, which means that he could go for a 1-1 stim combat shield medevac push, which...
And yeah, that would devastate the timing, because, I mean, then you'd be looking at Marines with just combat shield and +1 attack.
Up against 1-1 with stim.
Medevacs and stim, and it just proves to be such an insurmountable...
Well, let's work it out. Would there be enough time? Yeah, there definitely will, because there's still 100 seconds left for completion, so that's a 20-second attack window that Optimus can try and utilize. He's also got a couple of Widow Mines out, which I really like, but does he know that this stim was quite so late? I think he must do, because he has seen that the tech lab was down, but couldn't actually see it researching anything.
Mm. And there was no stim shown when he ran that medevac through it. You'd think that maybe he'd stim in and try and hold that off.
Unfortunately, I don't think he is going to go for the push, though, because, look, he's not moving across. He's sieging up that tank, and there's no way he'd hit the timing window now, and that means that Inzo is going to be able to move across the map, but I think this is an incredibly risky push to try and make. I don't see this working any way, shape, or form.
Oh god, and there's going to be a clash in the middle of similarly sized armies. The only difference is Optimus has got a lot more Marines. He's got 1-1, not just +1 attack.
And he's got stim.
And he's got stim, yeah. Inzo still hasn't got stim finished yet, and if he clicks on the Marines, he can see that, oh crap, I've got stim and he hasn't. I should really push in here now.
I'm surprised he's not going, but there goes the stim. That's exactly what he needs to do. The medevac's getting focused down incredibly quickly. Keeping that medevac count down is so important going into the mid and later stages of the game. So I'd say that was definitely worth it. Nothing really lost there at all by Optimus. So nice little snipe him, and good damage done.
Yeah, 2 medevacs for free here, and now because this army's out on the map, he goes, well, I can pick up and drop here, and you can't counter drop. I just killed both of your medevacs.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Like, you can't sacrifice that. So
and look at the rally point of the Marines for Inzo as well. He's rallying them all forward, so there's nothing left back here. There's also a big supply block for Inzo. He does have a supply depot on its way, but he's going to instantly resupply block himself after that.
Even if he had like the equal amount of Marines, he's down on upgrades. he's not got 2 medevacs with him, and he's just going to lose so much in here. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw the main fall.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually that the starport's not getting focused, because that'd be a really nice thing to take out.
E-base, he's going E-base, and that's a perfect response. You want to keep your upgraded advantage if you are ahead. And this double drop is going to fail, but already it's worth it just for killing that eBay.
Yeah, that eBay was nice little snipe off there. I think if he hadn't moved into the tank line, he could have probably got the starport as well. There was only a handful of Marines there. It was the tank that really helped, but obviously, look at the facts now, Greedy. 3-2 in terms of the medevac count in favour of Optimus. The Marine count in his favour, the tank count equal, but we've got another engagement by the third of Optimus, but he's just pushing forward. He takes out the tank. Look at that attack arc, so superior to that of Inzo. Destroys the army.
Yeah,
and
I don't know why Inzo did that. He must have thought that that was the majority of his army gone, that double medevac drop. But he should not be moving this small army out on the map. It only had 1 siege tank, which is essentially useless. It got caught unsieged, and that was it. That army gone for not a lot of units.
There's nothing you can do with that, as you quite rightly said, and with 2-2 upgrades on their way, and a long way ahead of that of Inzo's just 2-0, this third base is into trouble. The tanks do manage to siege up. The Marines aren't going to be able to come in to really contest this. A lift being forced. The repair going to have to go down, but I think the command center will get sniped.
I think, well, if he decides to commit to it, but yeah, he's got to pull back right now because he's in siege tank range, and losing a few Marines, but definitely worth it to kill that third base off.
Especially when he's taking his own. His own third has just been placed, which just puts Optimus so far ahead economically. 57 SCVs for him compared to 32 of Inzo. 2-2, about to finish up, plus 1 vehicle weapons also on its way. Inzo, incredibly far behind this game.
He is, he's behind on tech, he's behind on macro, he's behind on production. I mean, that reactor got killed on the starport, he still hasn't remade it, and this drop, it's going to be repelled, but it still forces him to pull back and out of position.
Well, when he sees that many Marines, is he going to just move forward? I'm surprised he didn't move forward and try and take out that tank, to be honest, because that tank completely undefended.
I know, but it's just that he's in such a defensive mindset now that he thinks, I've got to defend this. He's always thinking about defense rather than attack, because he's just been on the back foot ever since the game started.
Yeah, it's a risky position to be in, but I like the fact that Optimus is actually pulling back here. He doesn't need to commit too much more. He's got a drop coming down in the main still. Going to focus down at barracks. Will be able to get that quite comfortably. Can then just pick up and move out when he sees all those additional Marines.
Yep, and I mean, lost 3 Marines for barracks and tech lab. Barracks not the most important building in the world, but it's just these little extra things. The eBay snipe was crucial. The reactor kill was pretty good. The barracks not so much, but it's still just keeping him in the back foot, keeping him in his base.
Yeah, this tank goes down, and that is such a big loss right now. The Marines getting destroyed, and there's the Grats. GG comes down, and Optimus will take the game.